Alright, yeah, man. I'm gonna start this match reaction with this, man. You know them way they like um yeah, man, like Crystal Palace 1, United 2. Now before I start talking about this game, man, Amorim, man, has blood on his hands. He has. He got blood on his hands, man. And because Newcastle put Everton on the spliff at their ground 4-1. And like what Amorim did against Everton, if it happens again with another team that that they have 10 men and and then we are 11, my word, blood, my word, my word, my word, man. Now, just because that we won against that we won against Crystal Palace doesn't mean that the blood has disappeared. No, it hasn't. It's just the fact that the blood, man, has dried on your hands, blood. That's what it is. You know them way there. Now, as per usual, man, like I've said this here for a minute about the results, man, that every time that we won and every time that we even drew or lost, I never get gassed. I never do. And by all means, man, the same thing, man, with this result. I'm not getting gassed by this result of the fact that we just won. And if you do like what I'm gonna say, tough luck. I don't care about what people think, about what they feel, about this. Yes, like man can celebrate this year because some may say, stronger way win for United, against a good Palace side. Well, I'm not. This was disgraceful. And for the simple fact that it wasn't a good watch. It wasn't it just wasn't a good watch, bro. It wasn't a good watch. And in the manner of how that that we played in that game, brother. Like, it's nothing short, man, of just so disappointing. Don't be fooled by about the possession. What I mean that the possession stats, the passing stats. Because like, just because that you got more possession doesn't mean that we did well. No, you can have more possession and do jack with it. Big man thing. We've seen this for a minute in football, for wherever you man were alive, this. The pass, they have the ball, pass back to front, left to right, and the ball is not getting to the front. It's not going. It's not. There is not enough. There is not enough like. How can I put like, like position. Go for it. That kind of power. Go for it. Don't just pass back and wait for a safe option. Risk it. Risk the ball. Risk it. It's not about you got possession. It's about what you do with it. And people can win with 23, 24%. Not like the fact that you got 60 something. That's nothing. That does nothing, fam. Like, man are gonna tell me that we won the game and then that's all it matters. That's what man is gonna tell me. And you know, for a little bit you are right. But like what we watched yesterday is not sustainable, blood. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable yet for the games you're going forward. It's not. You know, man didn't play anything meaningful. Like I said about the making risky options. You know, you cannot do like what we did against Crystal Palace to the other teams in the league, home and away. If it was this easy to do it the same way, man, to the other 19 teams in the Premier League, then it would have been easier for every manager, man, in the league, man, to do it against all the 19 games. Sorry, all the 19 teams and games. Yeah, let's put the games in their home and away. Like, what are we doing here, bro? This man mad. Let me just see this for a second. Yeah, wait. Let me just see this because it's peak, you know, because I want to see where we are in the table. Right now, the reason why the Amorim is still in the job is not because of this style of play, man. That is, I don't know what you call it, if it's a style of play or not. The reason why that he's still in the job, obviously, one of them is the fact that look where he is in the table. He's actually 7th. And people may think, and there are people out there, there are men out there that'll say that they'll be oblivious here about what happened in this game and will say, like what I just said, oh, we won this game. Oh, we're 7th in the league now. And I'm like, you do know that every team has an identity. And by that identity, they go and win the game based off their identity. The identity is by their style of play, what plays they have, how good the players are, and where you're playing the players. And not even that, by that style of play is how you set up the team. If the team is to sit back, or the team is to what? Is to frustrate the opponent. And the way that Amorim sets up, there's no doubt, man, in my mind, blood, that the way he set up in this game, you can give it, you can translate the exact same thing to the next game against West Ham, which, by the way, is on Thursday. It's dark out here, blood. It is dark, blood. We are not a team that play like a team, blood. We play like this functional PTSD football. That's what it looks like, blood. Every football team, and I said this for a minute here in the previous videos. Every football team, right, play through the midfield. I'll give you one example, right? Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest, since Sean Dyche has been there, the ball has been played to Elliot Anderson to drive with the ball. Every team include their midfield, either man to attack and better yet still yet to defend. But we don't. all we do is that we have the midfield just for backup. Only if when the wing backs cross the ball or cross it in, when the ball here has been headed away by the opponent, we get the ball. Or we only the midfield is only there, right? If we're being if it's back up here to the defenders, and we all know Mr. Spamman don't tackle. The reason why I'm saying this here is because, like, there have been times in that Crystal Palace game here where, like, 1 or 2 balls from Crystal Palace will rip us open, and then they are on goal. They are on goal, blood. We play through the wing backs, so it can go from whoever is the right centre back, which is Euro probably, and then it's given to Ahmad, then in Bremer, or whoever on the left, Luke Shaw, to Dogu, or if it's Dalot, to whoever is on the left attacking, whatever, if it's Cunha is there. I saw Amorim. I didn't watch the interview, but I saw there was a title, something in the lines of intensity and quality, right? And I can just guess what it is. Intensity and quality. He said that. Intensity and quality. I bet the intensity was cardio. You know, and then having more energy than Crystal Palace. And then, you know, Mount played the game, innit? So then it was Mount, you know, being the extra man here in midfield and also in attack. And the word quality here was from the goals, right? Blood. It wasn't even about the style of play. You need style of play, fam. You need style of play. Like I said, in the team, you need style of play. You need, like, how good the players are in terms of their tech and their IQ in order to get the best out of the players. But what he does is that the style of play, I don't know what the style of play is. And then he puts on, and then not even that, he misprofiles the players. And by the style of play, don't even fit the players. And then you have to rely on players doing a job. It's like Ahmad, for example. If you ask my man Ahmad, who is a baller, if you ask him which position would you like to play, I guarantee you, you know, because for real, you can't be that yes man that always say, yes, I don't mind playing right wing back and this and that. You're going to be a pawn, just being moved right, left, right, centre. You're a left attacking midfield, but then you'd rather play left back. I'm just bringing out an example. This is what I'm trying to say, man, and like that man there, the United fans, they know nothing, blood. We don't even have a style of play. Like I said, besides intensity and quality, what tangible thing here in this game can you take it to the next game here against West Ham? I would like to know, blood. I would like to know. The reason why I'm saying this here is because the style of play that Amorim here trying to set up for him for Man United didn't yet even create one decent chance or even half a chance. But then yet we had to rely on set pieces to win. Make that make sense? And some people may say, yeah, well, Arsenal do it. Well, some other team here do it. To win, look, to have your only option to win a game that is just a set piece, you can't always rely on that. You can't always rely on that. What if next man, the opponent, figures that out? What do you do then? Then you have nothing. You got to have plans in place. Plan A, look, let me say things about Arsenal, right? Look, the way Arsenal play, right? We've seen it in most matches this season with Arsenal, and we're seeing it more with other teams now. I don't know if they're picked up by Arsenal, but Arsenal, man, they have been winning their games by set pieces, right? Okay. And they've been poor going forward here by open play, right? Now Odegaard has been injured, right, and he's coming back. Have you seen that ever since now? I could be wrong, but one of my favorite bowlers, Eze, blood. Ever since Eze has been playing, they have been scoring more goals from open play. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I see. All of Eze's goals, or most of them, has been from open play. Obviously, we've seen Trossard's goal. We have seen Marino's goal, especially against Chelsea, Saka, and, and his goal. You can't always rely on set pieces. You got to, if plan A don't work, we need plan B. If plan B don't work, we need plan C. Your players on the pitch need guidance. Even your captain needs guidance, blood. Because you set up the team, you set up the players on the pitch. And then my man says intensity and quality, blood. Like I said, that's a style of play. Intensity and quality is meant to be the bare minimum in football, blood. It's meant to be the bare minimum. It is the bare minimum. I can do intensity and inequality here on the pitch. I can go out there and sprint, do tackles, press, and get into the box and score. Great. But what is the style of play? How do you set up the team to impact the game? How do you frustrate the opponent? How do you get the best out of your players? What do you say to them mentally? This is what I'm trying to say. It's not all about, oh yeah, he scored a goal. Wait, but how did it get there for him to score the goal? What did you do to frustrate opponent in order for Ahmad to be on goal, and then someone like Sheshko or Cunha or whoever's in the box or Xerxes to be open? How do you open the opponent? This is what we're talking about. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not sustainable for us, man, to it's not sustainable. You can do it in one game, but then the other game you can't do it. That's how you know that it's like anyhow. Now in this game, I don't know what to make of it. Because this game here was a game here of two halves. In Crystal Palace, you can clearly see man, they were the better side in the first half. Let's just keep it a buck. You know them way there. And probably they could have been up man, like a couple of goals. They should have been. But you can tell, man, that Crystal Palace, man, they needed yet another clinical goal scorer because they were just missing chances. But you can tell that the loss here of, like I said, one of my favorite players, Eze, was felt, man, in that Crystal Palace squad. You can just tell. And I've been thinking about this for quite a while watching Crystal Palace, for the fact that I think Mateta really flourished when Eze was there. You know, and right now they are heavily reliant, man, on man. So, like, I mean, I don't know if I said this, but Mateta is one of my favorite strikers in the Premier League. You know, and yes, he scored a penalty. Obviously, they had to retake it because I think the ball touched both of his feet, something like that. But he scored the penalty again. First, that was the first thing. Like, Crystal Palace, man, were opening us up. Like I said, 1-2 passes, they were clean through on goal. Man, they were wasteful. Absolute wasteful, blood. One of the most wasteful displays I've seen. This is what I mean. Crystal Palace, man, they should have been up. But then yet again, for Man United, man, to pull back and back the points, fairs. But we were poor yesterday. And there'll be man out there believing that this will work. But after that abysmal display, I'm thinking what I was saying a moment ago. What is the style of play, blood? And I know we don't have one, but can we replicate what we did today? Yesterday. Against Crystal Palace, against West Ham at home, Wolves away, Bournemouth home, Aston Villa away, Newcastle home. These are the next 5 fixtures, I think. And the thing about it is that relying on set pieces, man, as plan B. Instead of that, man, you got long balls for plan C. And then you have what? Playing scrambled eggs for plan D, blood. Like, I'm just thinking, man, like, anyway, I don't even want to know, to be honest. It is bare frustrating. Like Xerxes for his goal. What a goal. What a joke of a goal, blood. What a joke of a goal. I couldn't even get my head around how he managed, man, to score that, Xerxes. And look, the way that he chested the ball, Bruno, does what he does with the spamming. Mr. Spamming, it does what he does. And then Xerxes, chest it. His back is towards goal. He's not looking at the goal. He chest it. The ball is bouncing twice, I think. This is like a second. And then he just slaps it with his left foot, weaker foot. And then the way he slapped it, it was clean. Oh my word, like, how on earth? And to know where the goal is, didn't even look. I don't know. Fam, I don't know, man. And let me tell you something for free. That is not easy. It's not easy to do that thing. I've said this, I've said this year for a minute. Like me, I played football at a decent level, and that's not easy to do. It's not easy to do, blood. but to get a goal out of nothing. I mean, that's what Xerxes do. And his qualities, I mean, are there to be seen, fam. They're there to be seen. This is why, man, this is, look, you can clearly see the qualities, man, of what Xerxes has, right? And this is why, man, I've been backing, man, for a minute, man, in my videos. And, and the thing about it is that people forget, man, how long he's been out. Right? And since, man, that, he hasn't even got a run of games. And the thing is that if he has a run of games, the more he plays, the better he will get. And then he adds value to the team. And like I said, Xerxes, man, he links play. He plays ball to feet. And then, like I said, with the long balls, for plan C or whatever, you're whacking balls, man, like long balls to him. Not allowing the ball, man, to go past the midfield, but long balls to him. Like I said, if the ball is going to stick to him, and not even that, man, like, players, our attacking players, are wide from him. They're not even close to him to link play. Ibrahim's a baller. Xerxes is a baller. Let them link. The thing about it is that, yeah, if you allow a man to add value to the team, Xerxes will be dangerous. He'll be dangerous. But yet, man, we'll blame him. We'll scapegoat him, fam. I'm happy for him yet to get his goals, them way there, because, like, I've been concerned for him. MNU as well. Now, MNU, oh my days. Look, but I don't know. Now, with Xerxes, yeah, would he give him confidence? Look, I think Xerxes, man, already has the confidence. But the problem is that would Xerxes have confidence that the manager will give him minutes when Cunha, Shesko get back? Nope. Because the confidence that comes from the manager's trust, and the manager backs you because he knows that he knows that he's on borrowed time. Because like I said before, he's playing because Cunha and Shesko, they're injured. I hope he plays his way, man, into that. And like I said, man, we know his qualities. The goal that his debut goal and this goal, get a goal out of nothing. It's like as if it was impossible, but somehow he managed to get the goal in. You need players like that in your team, because there are men on the pitch that when they have the ball out of nothing, they can't score that. But man like Xerxes can. Amorim, man, need to rethink his options. Like I said about scapegoating, man. Like, I saw that Xerxes, right, he was scapegoated even in the last game. I heard that on X, Twitter, that United fans, man, were sliding Xerxes because like other man here were doing it. And I'm like, it's like no one has a mind of their own. Man just follow noises. Like, I'm saying this, blood. I'm gonna say this, right? Like, shame on you, man. Shame on you, man, for following, man, the trend instead. The most logical thing that any person, man, can do, if you see something, man, and you're like, wait, what? Is to go and watch the game yourself and see, man, if Xerxes was playing rubbish. Then you have something to justify. Not even that, even bare man haven't even grew around football, watched football, played football at a decent level or a good level to even understand the chemistry and the psychological thing that happen in football. Most men don't. Most men don't. This is how people have an agenda on man just to hate on man. It's exactly like Martial back in the day. This is what I'm trying to say here to man that are quick man to blame the players, but the players here are the ones that are on the pitch, not the manager. Right? And if the manager man cannot get, his point across, or he's structuring the team yet in the wrong way and is poor, then whose fault is that? And then they say, oh, let the players figure it out. Fam, that's like that. Man, that is like a manager man giving you direction to a certain place to buy something that's really important. Like, let's put this man like point A, but then he takes you to point C, but it's not a shortcut. It's the long way round to that point C. That manager's Amorim right there, blood. And then they say, oh, let the players figure it out. What kind of direction is that? This is the reason why, I'm the last man here to blame. I don't know about other men on YouTube, right? But I'm the last man here to blame the players. Because, Amorim, you're managing the team. They are not managing you. And yes, I talk about Mr. Spamming. I talk about certain players on the pitch. But the reason why is because when you spam balls left, right, and center and think you're doing a good thing, trying to get XG or GA, you're not helping the team. But instead, you're just helping yourself for other man who didn't grow around football, but instead, man, they're growing around it, trying to make them relevant by putting GA and XG and all that waffle. Let's not do this now. Anyway, followed by Xerxes goal, man. Good on Mount. For his goal here from the free kick. I think they were trying to distract Dean Henderson. The Crystal Palace goalkeeper, and he got it in. That's it from him. Mr. Spamming. And like I said, man, all he does is spam balls, anywhere and hope for the best. Them way there. And that, and obviously one of those spamming assists here were actually from Xerxes' goal. The assist for Xerxes. And also his assist here from Mount's free kick. He's the one that rolled it, and then Mount scored the free kick. And in that case, which I want back, is that you have to be there to assist, right? But like I said before, other than the assist, what do you do on the pitch? The reason why I say that is because what you do in the pitch will result you to get into good positions to assist or to score. And where that's come from, it comes from the style of play from the manager. That's the reason why that man like me is always hard on Amorim to say, look, whatever that happens on the pitch, you are responsible. It's not that they're responsible. You are, because you put them out. You tell them what to do. And like I said before, the players represent the manager. And I've said this for a minute. So then if you say something, they're reflecting you. If you say that, oh no, we played bad today, we'd have to suffer, for the team because, the way that we play, it is not the way that we play, but we have to make sure that that they're feeling around the club, that that my players have to play and score the goal, but then they have to be very, very resilient on how they play in the in the final third. You're seeing all that, but not knowing that what you're saying is reflecting you as well, blood. Anyway, great to see Lisandro Martinez back, man. Good to see him fight back, man, to get back to the team after being away, man, for a very long time because of injury, man. Hopefully, man, he gets back into form and get to be the best Martinez that we can get. Them way there. My boy Maney, oh my days, got microwave minutes. I saw in his face, man, and you can tell, man, that he's been very professional. He's just been getting his head down and he's working hard, working smart, fam, man. I kind of, I feel sorry for him, man, because like I saw his face and that tells you everything you need to know. And then he doesn't look very happy. He doesn't, blood. He doesn't. He's not enjoying his football. One of the best young players in the world. And Amorim does what he does, fam. Unbelievable. And by that result, man are gonna be like, have Man United turned the corner? I would say no. Man hasn't turned the corner. They haven't. Because like they have to prove to us that they can go and win and win and win and win, and not even to win, but to convince us the style of play. Wow, you're actually playing football, not like orthodox. Don't know what we're doing. Just hope, and then because what happened is that if we're confused, the players must be confused. Because if you're giving mixed messages on the pitch, if the players are confused, blood. Because not just, like I said, it's not just scoring goals and winning. Because like, you're just scoring goals and winning. It's not sustainable. It's what gets you the goal. It what gets you to A to B to C, to the letter C to score the goal. But you have to have a style of play, an identity that we can follow. But then, yeah, it's like... But then... Because then when you have that, then you can tell that you have identity that we can follow. And then it can tell us that, yes, we can win it when we do predictions. But, yeah, we can't even predict. But now because, like, we don't even have that hope, how can we tell that we're going to win against West Ham at home? Man going to be like, oh yeah, because we're at home. But yeah, especially that when we lost against 10 men Everton at home. Do me a favour, blood. Don't spit wax on my doorstep, blood. Fam. And then look, I said this for a minute before in the previous video about like, if we had won all those 5 games in a row that we had, Man United would have been in the top 4. But Amorim ruined it, And the thing about it is that, like I said, I'm not celebrating this win because the standards of the club is on the floor, blood. And I don't even trust how Man United is set up to play. Like I said, it's all about hope rather than believing and trusting what you see and what you see works. If we win the Premier League or get in there, then that's when I'll celebrate. But blood, how can I not believe in something and then say, yeah, man, we can get top 4? Top 4 by just doing was on the pitch. And plus, the players are keeping the mania in the job. But yet, man, like I said before, Man United, man, they're misprofiling players. And then we're playing 3-4-2-1, or let's say 5 at the back. And it's nothing like what the top wants Man United meant to be, a 4-3-3 possession team, I think. The players have been massively profiled. Massively. How can we win a game when 10 of our players on the pitch are misprofiled? It's madness. I can't get my head around that. And Amorim, yeah, got 12 wins in 12 months before this game. Yesterday, I believe. That in itself is a sackable offense. And then, and then not even that, I've said this for a minute, it's all on Ineos, because like there was Sackman, they won't Sackman, but other team are getting sacked a year for the bare minimum. But yeah, Amorim, brother, man. Amorim, I mean, like, Ineos, man, they're like, it's like this, man, like, the ship is sinking, but yet, they're still saying, man, to Amorim, still drive the ship. And man is trying to tell me, man, to celebrate this, or YouTubers are being bare emotional, yeah, for the win. Brother.